My 29M, soon-to-be ex-husband, seems to feel entitled to another chance with me, 28F. My husband and I have been married for 2.5 years and have been together for almost 8 years. We split up in May of this year, apparently overnight. He went back to his homeland, leaving me and our kid behind. There was never a good explanation offered, just that he believed we should never have married. In July, he changed his mind and said that he wanted to be a family again. He was still working at his hometown job, so I decided to ride it out at my job in a distant place for a couple of months to develop my CV before searching for other positions in his hometown. I eventually secured a terrific job in December after 6 months of a grueling commute, taking care of our kid during the week by myself and traveling to his hometown every weekend, applying and generally bending over myself. I found out he was having an affair a week before I was supposed to move into the new home we were purchasing together and start my new job. He begged and pleaded for me to remain with him, threatening to cut off all communication if I didn't, and I naively decided to give him another opportunity. 2 days later, when I was back in a different city finishing out my final week of work at my former job, he unblocked her on everything and liked her Instagram photos. I was heartbroken. On top of that, he booted me out of the home we were meant to move into together, forcing me to find a new place to live TWO days before beginning my new job. We've been living apart ever since. He's said and done so many vile things in this time, and he's claimed he wants a divorce so many times that I've lost count. He remained in touch with her till about a month ago. I observed her automobile at his home, got photos for the attorneys, and he confirmed he was still talking to her. I stopped performing the Choose Me dance about a month ago and stopped contacting him other than concerning our kid. Now, he's changed his tune and says he's desperate to get me back and would go to any length. He has unfollowed her on all platforms. I dislike all of her photos. Tells me not to abandon our family. I progressed. I have no desire to pursue another connection with him. He's profoundly damaged me, and I've been screwed over by him so many times I've lost count. How do I tell him there's no possibility without appearing absolutely heartless? I still want to be able to have a healthy co-parenting relationship with him, so I'm cordial to him, but he interprets it as me wanting him back. My sentiments have been expressed to him, but they have fallen on deaf ears. He claims he will never give up attempting to reunite our family and that he does not desire a divorce. Yes, I do. Is there anybody who can help? To demonstrate the kind of guy he is, when I questioned him why he had such a quick change of heart, he answered it was because I seemed stronger. The irony, oh the irony. To be honest, I'm grateful to the jerk for tearing the rug out from under my feet, not once but twice, because I've understood how much better I can be and how I don't need anybody but myself to be happy. Second edit. Seriously, thank you everyone who has read and commented on my tale. You have no idea how much it is assisting me in focusing on myself and realizing that I need to quit contemplating the sentiments of someone who has no regard for mine. I can only hope that anybody who finds themselves in a similar scenario learns that you can and do move on, and I guarantee you'll feel as if a 10,000-pound weight has been lifted off your shoulders. Third edit. He will be served with papers within the next 1-2 weeks. Ensure that the "I've changed" mask falls off. I hope I'm wrong, but I've learned all too well that my gut instincts are almost always correct. Hopefully, I'll be back in a few months with the wonderful news that the separation is finalized. Update. Well, it turns out that my suspicions were correct. He was still sleeping with the affair partner and telling him he loved her and would do whatever to make it work with her the whole while he was asking for another chance and promised this time would be different eye roll. It didn't even bother me to find out. That's how unsurprised I was. It just enabled me to stop feeling guilty. I kicked his. Every day, I thank the universe that he is no longer romantically attached to me. It's as though a colossal weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I met someone by coincidence at a wedding shortly after my first article and fell in love. This individual is everything my ex-husband was not. The warmth, sympathy, and respect they exhibit, not just to me but also to my kid, is surreal. I had no idea love could be that simple. Anyone reading this who is in a loveless marriage should leave. Do the difficult thing, especially if they have a history of leaving / returning / cheating, etc. I was frightened of cutting the connection. At one point, I was beginning to feel sorry for the man since he was pleading with me every day for another opportunity. He attempted to persuade me that having a divorce would damage my future, our daughter's future, and that she would come from a broken home, but it was exactly the reverse. It was already broken, and I repaired it. I totally flourished after I decided that divorce was the best choice. I gained self-reliance. I discovered how to be happy on my own. I discovered happiness in a companion. Life has never been so delicious. The terrible improves the nice so much. Thank you very much. Story 2. My husband is leaving me. A part of me still can't believe it's true. He packed his belongings more than a week ago, and we're now formally separated. I keep going over all of this in my thoughts and simply need to get it out. I, 34F, met my husband, 36M, on an internet dating service around 5 years ago. We clicked straight immediately. He told me he was a conventional person who desired family and a white picket fence, and he proposed to me around a year after we began dating. We've been married for 3 years and have a 1-year-old son. He had a colleague he loved a year before we met. They would spend a lot of time alone together, but he maintained she was always in a relationship and they were totally platonic. I had my concerns about this, but she married soon after we met, and we attended her wedding celebration. We got up with a group of common friends a couple more times after that, but she never brought her husband. In the meanwhile, she would flirt, laugh, and jokes with my spouse, then BF. These were all work-related or science fiction jokes that purposely left me out. After that, my husband changed jobs, and I thought we were done with her for good, but they would still get together and hang out with another couple who were friends with both my husband and her. I urged my husband to cease meeting up with them, but he continued making excuses, such as the other couple was moving and he had promised to assist, or she was relocating to a distant area of the country and he wanted to say goodbye. She could move, which was a tremendous comfort for me. For a time, everything improved. We were engaged and planned our wedding when his best man inquired whether he was going to include her. He pretended to leave it up to me, but he definitely wanted her to come, and I wasn't sure if he was cheating on me with her at the time, so I grudgingly invited her. I was hoping she wouldn't be able to attend since she no longer lived nearby, but she flew in, once again without her husband. I was angry but opted not to say anything. We got into an argument over something trivial the morning before our wedding, and he went missing for a bit to clear his brain. He'd been gone for a long time, and we needed him for photos, so I sent his best man to locate him. He allegedly enlisted the assistance of this lady, and they discovered him together. I was so angry at this point that I pondered canceling the wedding, but I kept my cool and we got through the ceremony and reception. After then, everything was good. My husband's mother ended up asking this lady to our wedding breakfast the following morning, but she wasn't staying at the same hotel as us, so I simply had hotel security prevent her from entering. The following day, we left for our honeymoon, and everything was back to normal. I was using his phone to check something up one night when she texted me. I browsed through his texts and saw that they had been messaging each other all year. I was ecstatic. My sole solace was that she wasn't physically close and he wasn't leaving the state, implying that he couldn't be cheating. Soon after, she began returning to the area near where we reside for business. Husband's best man and his wife would attempt to plan these get-togethers with us and her, which was quite inconvenient. Finally, I urged him to go over to their house and inform them that he was no longer seeing her or them. He refused and attempted to convince me that his involvement with this other lady was all in my brain. He departed later that night and has promised not to return until I get proper treatment. I told him he was the one who needed assistance since it was so evident that he had something going on with this lady. Now I'm at a loss, and all we speak about is our children.